ended up having a 30-hour labor. This was my first pregnancy and I was 36 weeks pregnant when I started getting contractions, which is something that's not really common, honestly. I know they were contractions because they were hurting so bad, and I was always told that Braxton Hicks contractions shouldn't hurt you. So I went into my 36-week appointment and they suggested that I get a cervical exam just to see if I have been dilating. Looking back now, I regret getting checked until later on. I was a first-time mom. I didn't know you could even decline them. So yeah, they ended up checking and I was already 3 centimeters dilated. After this, they wanted to see me 3 times a week just to make sure the baby was not stressed out. During this time, I would just try to make myself feel comfortable because I would get the contractions, go into the hospital, and then they would stop. So they would send me home because I wasn't full term yet. Full term, I think, is considered 37 weeks and forward. They ended up telling me I had prodromal. Honestly, I'm not too sure. I'll write it down right here, which means that they were real contractions, but then they would stop. It was honestly very frustrating and annoying because I kept feeling pain almost every single day, then they would stop. So on my 37-week appointment, they do a non-stress test on the baby. Notice that the baby was stressed out. I think that's how you say it. Doctor comes in and she suggests me getting an induction that same day, which was terrifying to hear because, I mean, who wouldn't be scared of getting an induction that same day? I had to mentally prepare myself that I was gonna go get induced. My husband was 2.5 hours away working. Called him right away and I told him that they wanted to induce me, and I went home, grabbed my stuff, and prepared to go get induced. Oh, something to point out is that by then I was already 4.5 centimeters dilated. So I was also kind of seeing the positive side. I thought I was gonna have such a quick, easy labor because I was already almost halfway there. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. We get to the hospital and they start the induction process. Everything was going great. I wasn't in pain up until I got stuck at 6.5 centimeters, and I was stuck there for hours. I eventually feel the urge to push, so we start getting ready, only to find out I was not fully dilated yet, and they didn't want me to push until I was fully dilated so that I wouldn't tear. How do you tell your body to not push when a baby is literally wanting to come out of you? It turns out that my baby was pressing on like one side of my cervix, which was making my body want to push, but I wasn't fully dilated. I think I was at an 8. So then I am fully dilated. We waited a little bit longer and then the pushing process starts. I had to push for not 1, not 2, but 3 hours. While I was pushing, I ended up getting an infection and I needed antibiotics. I got a fever, but they were able to control it, and thankfully nothing happened to my baby or to myself. So after 30 hours in labor, 3 hours pushing, getting an infection, I was finally able to have my baby. And if you ask me if I were to do that all over again just to meet my baby, absolutely in a heartbeat. Because if you're a mom, then you know there's no better feeling than when they place that baby on your chest and you forget about everything. I hope you enjoyed this quick little story time that wasn't very quick in real life. I forgot to put mascara on my bottom lashes. Thank you so much for watching, amigas. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this little story time, and let me know in the comments what type of content you would like to see from me.